Hey guys, welcome back to Tidbits and Tea. I've got a sketch for you today. This is a very, very busy sketch. So the sketch pretty much is following this gentleman, and I feel like this is the gentleman's energy that I'm picking up on. It's really a reflection of his life. I know I just did one of those and posted it, but this is a different gentleman, and maybe he saw one of the drawings and his energy's just hitting, or I'm just picking up on it. But this is a sketch of this gentleman's life. No, I don't like that. Hey guys, welcome back to Tidbits and Tea. I've got another sketch for you today, another gentleman that I've picked up on, and a reflection back on life and memories. But I do feel like he's trying to get some answers to a few questions that he doesn't have answers to. So I started here, and when you watch the drawing, you'll be able to see this start coming out. This female, actually, she came out first. So either it's her energy I'm picking up on, and she's wondering about him, but the energy downloads I picked on, somebody is picked on. Maybe she felt picked on, or he feels picked on. But the downloads I'm getting were more from the masculine side, so I think it's more his energy I'm picking up, but I think she is the question and what's on his mind foremost. So the first thing I got was she wants more. I also got something about autumn and October and the man that couldn't be moved. He's right where she left him. He's not going anywhere. He's waiting for her to come back. But she wanted more. She wants more. And he said he'd sell his soul for her. He'll do anything for her if she would just come back. That was the very first thing I got. He's right where she left him. He's waiting. I got show me, teach me. He thinks she's running from love. He doesn't know why. He's confused. It's a mystery. As the drawing went on, it kind of branched out. And I see both of them in different phases of life. Like here, she's kind of dressed up in the 80s garb with the shoulder pads and the 80s haircut. She's here back to back with him, not happy. You can see the different haircut, but it's the same eyes, same face. This is her down here, different haircut. You can just kind of see the different changes of the hair, but the same couple all the way through, him looking back and reminiscing and different things. There's also a lot of other people's energy involved. And my first instinct, just looking at this after all the downloads and after drawing everything, is that these two hardly stood a chance. Just from what I'm drawing, it looks like they were together young. I did pick up on 1980. Something bad happened in 1980, or something happened in 1980, or maybe they got together in 1980 and then down the road something bad happened. But this was a relationship. Let's see, what is this? This is 2025, so that would be at least 45 years ago. So these two are at least in their 40s to 50s, depending on when they met. They were definitely younger when they met. But he seems to be willing to be taught. He wants him to show her how. Show me how, teach me. I think he thinks she's running from love. Maybe she is, maybe she's not. He needs her. He needs her closer. He needs her around. I think she was his I think she was his grounding board. She was his balance. She was what kept him together. When everything else was chaotic and falling apart, she was the one thing that, if you see her catching all of this energy, she's just covered up in everybody else's energy, more so than even he is. I think she blocked a lot of things for him. I think she was his voice of reason. I think it would be safe to say that. I picked up German. I kept getting German. I had a few orchestral musicians, specifically German ones, come through. But I got German, so I don't know if one of them is German. So much to say, but you left. So much to say, but you left. The past. She's from the past. I need you. I really need you. You lied. You lied. I don't know if she said he lied or he said she lied, or she made up a reason to leave and he's not satisfied with it and he knows she lied to him and he doesn't know why she left, but whatever it is, he knows it's a lie. He needs her. I need your love. I need your love. I keep getting. I also got, you always take it out on the one closest. There was too much drinking, too much fighting. Something flipped. It went from one direction to another. It was like everything was okay. At least he thought everything was okay. And then the script flipped and things all of a sudden weren't okay. She's done. She was just done. For some reason, she was done. And you can kind of see, you can see her face here. She's looking sideways over there. She doesn't look too happy here. She's kind of questioning what's going on in this area. It's hard to tell. You can see it while I'm drawing it, because as I'm drawing it, the story kind of plays out. It's hard to talk through while I'm drawing it because I kind of have to digest everything and then look at it all. It's a lot of energy. But here he is here, and he's got his hand stretched out to her here. The hand looks like a horse, and there's another horse, and this is her right arm, his left arm. But he's holding on to her tight. She's kind of concerned here. Here, she's side-eyeing his chest, right under his neck, through his chest area, and almost to his legs. It's covered up in this man and this woman's face. And she's side-eyeing the man and woman, this couple. And he's looking at her, trying to hold on to her, and she doesn't seem too happy about it. There's a lot of horses in this, and he seems to be the horse. And if you look here, especially, you can see it when I start at the beginning of the drawing as I move through. There's a lot of pictures of him with the horse on him here. She's got it there, he has it here. There was another one that was very prominent. As you look through, the horses will pop out. The horses are a spirit of lust, or a demon of lust. I think the nucleae is what it was called. They were known to be demons of lust and mischief, especially when one was intoxicated. So it's kind of like once he got intoxicated, he needed sex. He needed that energy transfer. He needed it. I didn't pick up that he was feeding off of her or just draining her. I kind of picked up that it was more of his grounding or his safe space. She was his safe space. But I think he took everything out on her. I didn't pick up on abuse, but sometimes being overwhelmed, and with everything he has going on here with all these people, I think it was a lot. Again, too much drinking, too much fighting. She's done. Everything just flipped. I'm coming home too late from the studios. Coming home too late from the studio. So maybe he's a producer or a musician or something. Maybe he films or he's in films. Maybe he's an actor. Either way, he would get home late from the studio, and she was upset about it. Again, I got 1980. Something happened, something bad happened. He doesn't have anyone that will really listen to him. He doesn't know what to do. He's lost. He doesn't trust anyone around him. He's very lost without her. She was the one he could talk to. She was the safe space. She was the one that he could trust. And she's gone. maybe something bad happened in 1980, or they were just together in 1980 and something bad happened later. No one will listen. She left him though, so bye for now. She left. She's the one that left. He's buried all of this really deep. He's losing track of time. He's got a very, very broken heart. He's just, she's all he thinks about. She broke his heart when she left. She was his heart. Whether it was a codependent relationship or not, I think he's lived without her for a while now. I think many years have gone by. Just from the downloads I'm getting, if you look here in her hair though, there's a man with a larger nose in the back in her energy. She has so much in her energy, people playing in it. There's her right shoulder. There's a lot of men that were putting the burdens of the world on her. I do think that there were people in between the relationship. You see this gentleman here. That's this gentleman here that's on his right shoulder. Maybe it's another actor, band member, employee, family member. But whoever it is, you can see him looking at her like he's upset, but then he's looking back here and he looks confused and he's trying to come between the two and he's looking back over here. Whoever this is wanted to come between the two of them. I'm not sure if this is him talking to her or if this is him, because here it looks like he's got like some eyeliner or makeup on, so maybe he's a performer. Maybe this is him with it off. And there are other people talking and there's other people in the mix. Here he is here. It looks like he's in full makeup again. And I think that's her, but they're back to back. It's very possible they're both smokers. I kept getting these lines in their mouth, so I'm not the best artist. I'm more of a quick sketch. I sketch these in about an hour, sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes 2 hours because I stop the video and go get a drink or come back or let my hands rest because I sketch really fast. So again, I am not the best artist. Hopefully I'll keep getting better over time. But they're back to back here. She's contemplating and looking off somewhere. She's not present. He's looking off in this direction. All these people around them. It's almost like she can't handle it anymore. If you look back on her body, there's a horse right here on her body. It's almost so the digestive system is assimilating new things and being able to process things. It's almost like every time he'd get drunk, it was all about sex. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, possibly. And she needed more, maybe. Maybe with all of these people encroaching on her energy. Her legs, I had drawn her legs in the beginning, and then it just covered up with people and other people's energy. And there's a woman on her left arm, right on her elbow area, but it takes up pretty much her whole arm. Like this woman doesn't want her moving forward with something. And it could be a male, very possibly trying to keep her where she is, one putting the burdens of the world on her, the horse or the sexual area, or my bad, I'm sorry, maybe it's the demon that's possibly attached to him of lust, and I have a reason for thinking there is one attached, and I'll get to that here in a little bit. Maybe that didn't want her to move forward, but she had a really hard time digesting and processing what has happened. I think when they first met, things were a lot more innocent. I did draw that in here somewhere, and then it just disappeared because so much just covered it all up. I really do think this is her reminiscing back when things were more simple and easier. But I think processing what's happening, I think it was just too much. So one thing about the nucleus, and you'll have to excuse my cat. She's decided she's going to be part of the video today. Are you going to lay down and take your time? You're just going to get in the way. Yes, she's very fluffy. So one thing about the nucleus is they're known for being even more mischievous and promiscuous once they are drinking and drunk. So if he's coming home late from the studio, maybe she was beginning to be concerned about who he was sleeping with and if it wasn't her, and maybe there were issues with that because, like I said, you can see people getting in between. Maybe he was getting intoxicated to the point that he was sleeping with men and women. I don't know that. I'm saying that just because this man keeps coming between. If you look down his right arm, you have to excuse my cat. She's wanting to be a rock star herself today. If you look down his right arm here, there's a woman with long hair here that kind of almost looks like a rabbit. Maybe these are her ears coming down here. And the rabbits were another spirit that represented promiscuity, more of the feminine nature than the masculine. But there's women all down his right arm, and I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are women that did not want him to move forward or don't want him to move forward, possibly moving forward to go back to her or just in any direction. It's almost like they want to keep their claws in him. And there's a rabbit on his chest. That's possibly her or another woman that doesn't want him speaking or talking to anyone else. I think he's having a hard time digesting what's going on with this woman here. Sorry, my cat is just being very disruptive. So something is very disruptive in his life. Towards the very end of my drawing, I got, I'm skipping down to this now, and I'm saying that because the cat's so disruptive, but I got voodoo people. Voodoo people, and then I got the, I'm not sure if it's an opera or just a production, Figlio Perdato. I forget who does that or who composed that, Figlio Perdato. I don't know if that's something he likes to listen to calm his nerves down. But then I got voodoo people again, and I kept getting voodoo people. So, and now my cat's calming down. So it's possible that some of the spiritual disruption, or disruption is spiritual, and it's of the, okay, you need to stop. It's of the nature of voodoo that someone is putting voodoo on him. Attention. So my cat right now wants a lot of attention. I think he needs attention, or she thinks he needs attention, or she thought he needed attention. But part of that might be that the demon that's either attached or attacking him constantly needs attention from people. So possibly coming home late from the studio intoxicated means that he's been with someone else, and that is part of why she just up and left. She couldn't handle it anymore. Couldn't handle the lifestyle. I got, let's see, I went to Broken Heart. I got, he forgot why they were fighting. He can't even remember. It's been so long. And then I got, again, drugs, rock and roll, regret. He's lovesick. He's lovesick for her specifically. And then drugs and rock and roll again, and regret. So maybe he's a musician. Not sure if he's a German musician. I say that because I also got Scottish, so I don't know if he, which the nuclevi, so maybe he's German and the nuclevi is a Scottish spirit or a Scottish demon, supposedly. So the crowd always wants more, and my cat was coming up for attention, wanting more and more attention, and maybe that's it. Maybe the people are always wanting attention from him, just like my cat is trying to take all the attention. Maybe everyone wants his attention and it wasn't focused on her. And even now, everyone wants his attention and he just wants to be left alone because he's heartbroken, he's lovesick. He just can't deal with any more crowd. Instead, it's more drinks, more drinks. And then I got the song in my head, the whiter shade of pale. That song was running through my head. I don't know if that song means something to him. Might be a song you want to Google the words or pull the words up to that song, or maybe it's a song that they shared together. The truth was really plain to see, though. He could see it coming a mile away. He didn't want to see it. He knew it was tearing them apart. She just is sad to me. She just looks very sad. She's just hanging on. Towards the end, I kept getting, I'm fine, I'm fine. Through probably the last fourth of the drawing, I kept getting, I'm fine, I'm fine. Or maybe she always told him, I'm fine, everything's fine. And I got, look where all the talking got us. She's always got to be honest. She's too honest. He didn't want to hear what she had to say because she always spoke truth, which is kind of funny because that's part of why she was his safe space, because she always told him the truth when everyone around him was being deceitful. So even though she was a safe place, he couldn't handle the truth. And that was probably the drugs, the alcohol, the rock and roll. Just the lifestyle was too much and it needed to change. And he didn't want to hear it. Her honesty was too much. And he would tell her, I'm fine, I'm fine. I don't. Maybe she wanted him to get help. Maybe she wanted him to go to rehab. And he kept telling her he was fine. So I wrote a song for you. I wrote a song for her. I wrote her a song. I love her so much. I would do anything for you, anything. It looks like there was fighting. There's a lot of arguing, a lot of discontent, a lot of people trying to get in the middle. You can see this older man on her right shoulder just trying to take her over, and it almost turns into a horse here. So maybe there were people hitting on her. That's one thing about women. They don't just want a relationship, but they want to feel protected in the relationship. They want to feel protected in general. That's one thing that attracts a woman to a man. And I'm sure she felt very protected through the beginning of the relationship, but as time went on and he was being pulled in different directions, she may have felt people trying to hit on her and come after her. You can see her down here with this guy here. And you know, it may not even have been that he was sleeping with him and being promiscuous. This guy here may have been what got between them, trying to get her attention because he wanted to be with her, or he ended up with her. Here she almost looks like a rabbit. She doesn't look like herself. It looks more like a relationship of sexual nature. It doesn't look like love. Maybe when she left him, she got in a relationship with someone just to have someone there, and he gave her the attention that she wasn't getting here. Maybe she saw it as a false love. I'm not saying they're still together. Maybe it happened once. Maybe it didn't. Maybe that's what he wanted. I do have her heart and her chest very heavy here, and on his, he looks really sly and sneaky, like he knows exactly what he's doing. And he's looking back, like he's looking back on the whole situation, and this gentleman, like, don't you dare come after her ever. I'll make sure you never do. He could be the one behind the voodoo and be the one paying someone for the voodoo, for the mere fact that he's here coming between these two. And that might be the answer this one's looking for. Maybe voodoo was done on him to keep the nucleus around him, to keep him tempted, distracted, to keep the alcohol going. Maybe this guy was supposed to be one of his closest friends and was always shoving alcohol in his hands. But I definitely got that. I've got her here in his head, and he's arguing here with someone. Then he's arguing with a woman here. There's so much arguing going on. Why did we have to date? Why couldn't we just stayed friends? So maybe these two started out as really close friends. Maybe they were best friends at one point. Maybe they hung out and did stuff together, and it was the love of his life. But maybe if he hadn't dated her, then they'd still be, at least in each other's lives. He couldn't afford to lose her. He's so heartbroken. He just couldn't lose her. And then it happened again. Another woman got in. So maybe this guy was bringing these women in when he was there late in the studios. Maybe he was too intoxicated to even say no. Maybe they put stuff in his drinks. I mean, if voodoo was being done on him, who knows what was being dropped in drinks. I can't say that for a fact. But, if somebody wants to take something away from you or is going to inflict voodoo, then they may be putting something in your drinks. I would definitely, if I were the gentleman whose energy I'm picking up, I would be more careful about who you take things from and what you eat and who prepares things for you. Again, I couldn't lose you. I'm so heartbroken. I just want my alcohol. I like my alcohol. Even though it's over, I'm never going to get over her. I'll never get over her. No one knows her name but him. So maybe all these people didn't know who she was except for this guy. Or maybe just his fans. Maybe this is right when he was becoming famous and it became too much in the beginning and she walked away and he became famous. And this guy took his chance and jumped in the middle to pull him apart. And maybe none of his fan base knows who she is, and he wants to keep it that way to protect her from scandal or from anything else. Maybe he loves her so much that as much as he wants to be with her, he'll do anything to protect her. I don't think he knows where she is. So I did get the spotlight was too much. The spotlight was too much for her. Now, I write really fast when I do this, so I'm trying to read my writing with always thinking about her. That's it. I'm always thinking about her. The spotlight was too much for her. And then I randomly got Winnie the Pooh. Like out of nowhere. I was right down in here. And if you see, she looks a little larger here. So maybe it's very possible that he took her hand and the horse came in and she got pregnant. That's very possible. But I don't feel like it's this guy's baby. I feel like it's his. I got Winnie the Pooh, a few good friends. There's a child involved. Maybe that's what she didn't tell him when he said she lied, because he said something from the past, I need you, but you lied. So maybe the lie was to cover up that she was having a child, knowing that the child couldn't handle the lifestyle. I mean, if you look at her face here, she's looking at him in horror. Maybe he did something that horrified her. She's also looking back here, just sad. But back to the child, I got Winnie the Pooh, and if you look here, she's with this gentleman, but in her head is this girl. I think this girl would be in her teens right now, possibly high school age. I can't say that 100%, that's just what I'm picking up. I'm also picking up a shoulder injury. I don't know if she has the shoulder injury and needed a doctor, or if he has the shoulder injury, but one of them has a shoulder injury. Shoulders are the burdens of the world. The right side is masculine and the left side is feminine. So whichever one has the shoulder injury, there's a masculine or a feminine energy in their life. That's probably the one that's behind the voodoo that's caused most of the problems. And here we go, needing attention again. Whoever needs the attention from him, maybe that's who is heavy with the voodoo. Every time I say voodoo, the cat pops up on the table and tries to start getting attention. So I'm wondering if the demon, the nucleve itself, is not part of, or maybe they've called Asmodeus down on him. Maybe that is part, now she's biting my pencil. Maybe that is part of the spell work, making him want to play, making him not want to grow up, making him want to remain in this toxic cycle of drugs, sex, rock and roll, and not coming into a full man. I'm not saying he's not a man. He's older than 45 at this point. So something is a menace to him. Something is, it won't leave him alone. It bothers him. You can't see the cat right now. If I move my pencil here, maybe she'll do what she's doing outside the camera here. Either way, I do think that something is coming after him with the voodoo and really affecting him and keeping him in this toxic loop that he needs to fight out or find someone to help him remove this. One thing with removing a demon and getting rid of it, we all have a soul and we all can fill our soul. That's coming from the belief in the Bible and the Holy Spirit. If there is no spirit within you, we are mind, body, and soul. So if a spirit is not within, then you are an empty vessel and anything can come in. So when you remove one, 10 more can come in and take its place unless you can fill it with the proper spirit, which I would tell you is the Holy Spirit. So keep that in mind, going to a practitioner to have something removed from you, if you do have that attachment, because you don't need 10 more coming on, because you'll dive into an even deeper cycle, which is really probably what they would love to see, because then you're controllable and you can be managed. I would at that point think that you also have a handler. She is really causing some problems today. So my cat's a female. It's possible that the female has put the burdens of the world on him and causing problems. I don't think it's this woman. I think it's another female in the energy. This one is in his digestive system. Maybe it's another woman trying to trap him. It could be a woman trying to trap him with a baby. I do feel like he had a baby with this woman and he just doesn't know it. But it is possible that this woman is trying to trap him. He's having trouble assimilating her, and she is having trouble assimilating that he doesn't want her. So I do think that is an issue. Again, like I said, my cat is female, and she will not leave me alone. I have a male cat also, and usually he's the one that messes around with me while I'm drawing and doing art. She very rarely bothers with any of it. So for her to come is definitely different. So the other things that I got after shoulder injury is that I got everything is fine again. Everything is fine. But then all of a sudden I'm in trouble with the law. I'm not talking to girls anymore. I don't want to talk to any more girls. I'm fine. Everything's fine, but I'm in trouble with the law. I got something about a gun. I don't know if he owns a gun and has a gun, or if it was his gun. It may not even be him. I don't feel like he's guilty of anything. I don't feel like he's done anything. I didn't pick that up. I think he may be framed for something. I think it's very possible someone's trying to frame him. And the reason that I got that is because he keeps saying, I'm fine, really, I'm fine. I'm making a change of plans. I'm gonna have a change of plans, no more girls. So I think these women maybe didn't try to baby trap him, but tried to get him stuck with the law, and trapped to a point where he could never go back to this woman, even if he finds her, if he is looking for her. I think he wonders who's with her. I got wild horses too, and wild horses made me think of the song by U2, Who's Gonna Ride I can't speak anymore. Who's Gonna Ride Your Wild Horses? I don't know if that refers to her. He wants to know who she's with, or if that refers to him and everyone's wondering who he's going to be with if he's not going to be with anybody. Meanwhile, my cat just grabbed my pencil, stole it, and took off. So somebody, she never does this. Again, my male cat usually is the one that's mischievous and being rotten. She's totally taken my, taken one of my drawing tools. And she's on the floor rolling around with it now, playing with it, biting it, chewing it like it's a mouse. So someone's messing with him. Someone's playing with him. I did again get the voodoo. If you look at his mouth, someone doesn't want him speaking to her specifically. I don't know if they know it's her. Maybe they know he's lovesick about someone. He may not say her name to anyone, but everyone knows that they're not his choice. Someone's toying with him and playing with him and messing with him, though. They're treating him like he's a mouse, like he's just a toy, like they can do what they want. And I think it's because he's in this cycle of drugs, sex, and rock and roll. I did get walking away and changing things, so maybe he's trying to change his life and it's very hard with the cycle he's been in. It's possible he is getting ready to go to rehab. I don't know that. I'm saying that because he's looking to change everything, and he keeps telling everyone he's fine. If you look, there's drawings. You see she's so happy here, and he's happy here. This is when they were younger down here. There's somebody with big sunglasses on here that's angry and upset. Kind of fluffy hair here. I could go on and on. It was really hard for me to read some of the emotions because it seems more like there's people in his energy than emotions. But I do know this gentleman and these women, and he may be the one instigating all these women coming in. He's definitely causing the burdens of the world on him and causing problems. I got the man doesn't want me to see something. Oh, that right when I started the reading, I got a man doesn't want me to see something, and a woman doesn't want me to see something, but the man was prominent, and there was a lot of irritation, a lot of anger, more on my masculine side, the right side not wanting me to see something. I think I was picking up on this guy's energy, so I did pick up after Winnie the Pooh a few good friends, so maybe he and this gentleman and one of these women are all together. Maybe they saw my channel and he said, maybe she'll pick up on me. I don't know. Either way, one of these men does not want him to see something and is terribly irritated. Maybe irritated he found this channel, maybe just irritated in general. Someone's worried. Someone's very worried. Someone has the burdens of the world on them. Whoever has the shoulder injury. Someone's plotting. They're plotting something. They have a plan. They're plotting something. And then I got voodoo again. The voodoo people. I think this gentleman needs to go on vacation or go to a rehab center that where there's a body of water, where there's somewhere he can relax and rest, somewhere where no one knows where he is. If I were him, I would ghost everyone for a while and get himself back together. Picking up on this woman, I will say from what I've picked up with all of this, and you will, if this is your drawing, you're going to have to zoom in and really look at some of these details, because some of this will mean more to you, and you'll be able to see some of the storyline of who's talking to who and who's behind each other's back and who's betraying who, and you can see that because you'll know the faces and you'll know the characters here. I was saying something and I got distracted about that. Something really doesn't want me to tell you something. I'm not sure if it's the plot or the plan, but I would assume the plot is to keep you right where you are and keep you with the handler, which would be the woman probably, or the gentleman. I mean, he could be a manager too, or a younger person or a friend. But, oh, I know that's what they don't want me to tell you. So I think he knows where she is. I'm pretty sure he knows, because I think this is him here that has escorted her off. I think he also knows about the little girl, and I think he would claim the little girl and pretend to be the father just so he wouldn't know anything. I do think she loved him. I don't question her love for him at all, because she had a very hard time walking away. You can see it in her eyes. You can see the pain in her face. You can see how hard she thought about it. You can see how she wished for a different life. If she hadn't loved him and not wanted to be with him, she would have left a lot sooner. I don't think she was staying for the lifestyle and the money. I think she was staying because she loved him, because she hoped he would change, because I think she really, truly wanted a different lifestyle. And I think when she got pregnant, that was it. She knew. See this woman here coming between them. She looks like a little vixen. I think she knew that he couldn't control the demon and that it controlled him. And no matter how much she loved the man, she couldn't live with the demon. And I hate to say that because it's probably not what he wants to hear, but I think he already knows that. Somebody's in someone's ear down here. Maybe that's the plot and the plan. I will say, once I post this and this comes out, if this is your read, if any of these people around you see this or hear this, they're immediately going to engage in plan probably X, because they've probably had many. And here comes the cat again to cause some trouble. Oh, look, you see this woman's face? She's probably telling him something about her. Here she is back here. Probably some kind of slander or something to cause the fighting. I think people got in between them and really caused a lot of the fighting. But again, if this is your picture, then as soon as it comes out and is posted, I think that they're going to immediately try to cause a lot of issues or problems for you, and they're going to really want to lock you down, get you controlled, make sure your handlers got you handled. And if you touch the alcohol, I don't think you're going to stand a chance. I think you will get handled. Maybe she'll see this and reach out to you. Maybe she won't. I couldn't tell you that. And maybe I'm picking up on both your energy. This is a female down here that looks very sad, almost devastated. Again, I don't think she doesn't love you. I don't feel like she's married either. I feel like she's possibly in a relationship or seeing someone, but I'm not picking up anything about her completely moving on. I think she moved on because of a child. Mainly because of the Winnie the Pooh. That was just so prominent. I heard the song Winnie the Pooh, running through my head. And then after that, I got a small group of friends. I do think she knows who the father is. I think there's no question about it. I think she just knew that you would want to have your child around and that the child could never handle this kind of lifestyle. Not sure what it is I'm drawing over here, but this gentleman is backed up with this woman here looking at him. And he can't digest the idea of something. But see, now look, he's got his fingers and this is his hands. I'm not really good at drawing here. I'm going a little fast, but it's almost got his hands on their head. He's plotting something, whether it's with this woman here, which is her, or something else, but he's definitely contemplating. And that, I think, is this guy here. He's got something up his sleeve. He's looking back at all of this. Maybe he knows you're starting to catch on to things. Maybe he knows you're getting wise to what's happening. And maybe he's got to come up with a new way to keep you contained because you want to know what's happened. You want to know. It's kind of like he's thinking and contemplating, but on his face, he's got the poker face, but inside, he's conspiring. You see the woman, he's got his hand on her. Maybe she's this woman here. They're trying to think of a way to lock you in, maybe with a child, maybe something else. And now my kitty is just sitting here, being a very good girl, listening, being attentive, and just listening. So maybe when you can get all this mischief out of the middle and the voodoo cleared away, whatever's been put over you, you can track her down, find her, and maybe, if there is a child, have that life again. think you have a 5 o'clock shadow a lot. There's times when it's prominent, other times when it's not. But it's time to take off the mask. Whether you stay in the lifestyle and keep going, or you take some downtime and heal. But it's time. And I think you know that. I think it's just hard to fight. I think it's just hard to fight. Something I noticed, and I'm gonna try to do a little video when I click this off. When I flipped my sketchbook, it was almost like it was a whole picture of a man to the side. And I will, like I said, I'll do another video and attach it to this one. See if we can see that also as I do that right here after I get done talking. But I won't be able to talk as I do that one, I don't think. See, there's someone else coming in here. See this older man here and this woman. It's like an older man and a woman at the back of her head. It's almost like her parents didn't want you with her. Because here she is, the rabbit. But this woman is looking back at you. This man is angry. And maybe this is her family. Or maybe this is her parents angry and this is her looking at you talking to another woman. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe her parents were really pushing her to leave, and her getting pregnant was them putting their foot down and saying, if you want us to help you, you have to walk away. That child can't be raised like that. Again, I don't think she wanted to leave. I think she really, really loved you. All right, I'm gonna flip this and let you see if you can see this guy from the side. Again, thank you guys for showing up to Tidbits and Tea, and I hope you enjoyed the sketch and the interpretation today. All right, guys, I told you I was going to do this from the side, so I see a couple things looking at it from the side. You see this guy with his nose here and his mouth and his eyes, kind of his head and his hair here, and he's angry. And then right here is a woman with her eyes. So I think these are the two that are plotting and planning. If I pull back even more, you've got eyes here, nose, a mouth, chin, hair. He's looking in this direction here to the left. I'm not sure if that'd be your right or left as I post that, because I'm going to flip this video. But he's looking over this way, angry, like he's looking at something else. And I think he's resentful and jealous and angry of the gentleman, and whoever this is the one inflicting the voodoo. The other thing I'm seeing, you see the gentleman here, it's almost like he's, he's looking like he's angry and jealous, but then at the same time, like he's surprised and in shock. So again, I'm not sure if I'm picking up on his energy and shock, but I really get more anger and jealousy. So I think there's someone in this gentleman's energy that is angry and jealous and is the one plotting and planning against him. That I truly believe. So I hope this helped you guys, this little after sip. And I'll see you on the next read. So real quick, guys, my cat has insisted on laying right in the middle of the drawing. Now she's insisting on laying on the drawing. She's saying hi to everybody. I noticed something. And if you watch the drawing all the way through, you'll see it. But it's kind of like there's another couple. But this guy is this guy and is this guy. They're the same guy. And whoever he is coming between them. I also noticed going back through the drawing that the little girl appeared prominently right here. This is a little girl. You can tell she doesn't have a lot of stuff on her as far as too much other people's bad energy. She does have trouble assimilating the future. And I could be wrong, that might not be a little girl, but if you look at the beginning of the drawing, it's just these two and that one. And in the beginning of the drawing, as I'm drawing, he doesn't have as much energy on him as she does. Everybody has tons of energy on her, and I think she was the target from the beginning. But you can look through the drawing as I draw it out, and you can see how this gentleman here, it's like these two are plotting and planning. And I think that's who doesn't want me to see something, and she doesn't either, but he's the one that's the most irritated. But again, I mean, if you go through the drawing, it lays it out as it starts, and you can really see a lot more and see how the story plays out. I'm going to have to figure out how to do voiceovers on the drawings. That'll be my next project. All right, you guys enjoy, and my kitty says goodbye. Bye, kitty.
There's someone to save me. I can't find myself. I'm totally lost.
down when you feel lost in your shadow. Don't feel alone, don't scream so loud. We are living in this cruel world. Broken but strong, gotta move on. You're not a